Kutztown Live. KUR's Campus and Community Interest Radio magazine. You can always be a part of Kutztown Live by giving us a call at 610-683-4859. And now, this is Kutztown Live.
Yes, and good afternoon. Welcome to Kutztown Live here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. New season here on the radio. Kutztown Live is KU's Campus and Community Interest Radio magazine. It airs each and every Tuesday afternoon. In the past, it was Tuesdays at 3. Prior to that, it was Tuesdays at 2, most recently Tuesdays at 3, but now in the new season, we bring it back to its original time, Tuesdays at 2 o'clock here on the Radio Voice. And like I said, it is KU's Campus and Community Interest Radio magazine, where each and every week at this time, we bring in a guest from the campus or the community to talk about a special initiative that's going on, maybe a program or a function or just anything along the lines that revolves around the town and gown relations between the campus and the university. If you'd like to be a guest, or the campus and the town, I should say, if you'd like to be a guest on Kutztown Live, be sure to send us a message by email, kur@kutztown.edu, and we'll definitely consider you for a spot on the show. We're already filling up fast. Today is our first show. It's a little light today, but future shows we already have a full slate of 2, 3, 4 guests per show. But just because I said it's a little light today does not mean the content is not heavy and fantastic. It is Lori from the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce. She is here, and she is our bi-weekly guest on Kutztown Live. And she brings in a guest, and I always turn the microphone over to her as our guest host. She brings in a guest and highlights their business or their membership at the Chamber. So, Lori, welcome to a new academic year here at Kutztown University.
Thank you so much, Mike. And do you realize that this month marks our 2-year anniversary of the partnership between the Northeast Berks Chamber and Kutztown University Radio?
Congratulations to us.
Yes, congratulations. And you were instrumental in creating that partnership.
Thank you very much.
And also, before I get to a few upcoming events and then introduce our business guest today, I want to congratulate you, Mike, because you're one of the nominees for our Champion Award at the 5th Annual Shining Star Awards, which will be held on September 26th at C.J. Hummel's. So congratulations. That's a well-deserved honor to be nominated for that award.
And I thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome. Also coming up, in addition to the Shining Star event, and by the way, we're still taking reservations for that event on Wednesday, September 26th. All registrations and reservations can be made online at northeastberkschamber.com. Coach Adrienne Turner will be our keynote speaker, and we know what a savvy businesswoman she is and a dynamic speaker, so we really look forward to that. And, of course, our awards presentation. Coming up next Friday on September 21st at the Lions Fire Company, where you will always get a tremendous breakfast, we will be hosting our legislative update, and that will be both Senator Argel and Senator Schwank. We will also have a nonprofit presentation from Hawk Mountain Sanctuary, and our breakfast is sponsored by PCI, Pennsylvania Chamber Insurance. We have a couple of networking mixers coming up in October, and again, you can find all this information on our website, our biweekly e-blast, and our social media platforms. We have a networking mixer coming up at MSC Sisters on October 10th, and we'll give additional details about that today. And then on October 16th, we will be hosted by Tompkins Vist, the Blandon branch, right on 222 behind the CVS, for another evening networking mixer. And our October 19th breakfast meeting, and those meetings are monthly, will be a theme of building pathways, career-ready Berks, and Dan Richards from the Berks County Intermediate Unit will be our keynote speaker at the Lutheran Home at Topton. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest today. Today on Kutztown Live, we'd like to introduce you to Carrie Whitmoyer. Carrie is a very active member of our chamber. She is the Mission Advancement Director at MSC Sisters in Muhlenberg Township. She joined the Chamber in November of 2016, nearly 2 years ago, and she's also an ambassador on our ambassador committee. So she's responsible for welcoming new members and introducing our benefits to them. Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you very much, Lori. And first, let me extend my congratulations for your nomination for the Shining Star Award.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And thank you, Lori, for having me on air with you today.
Of course. Carrie, we'd like to get to know you a little bit better. We just mentioned that you're the Mission Advancement Director. Why don't you tell us when you started working at MSC Sisters and a little bit about what you do to advance their mission?
Well, I actually have some background in the Kutztown community. I got both of my degrees here, my bachelor's and my master's at Kutztown University, and I did spend about 10 years teaching high school English at Kutztown High School.
Great.
I experienced a family tragedy that eventually just led me to a career change. In 2013, I started, 2008, let me correct myself, I started working for the Missionary Sisters of the Most Sacred Heart of Jesus. And their shortened name is MSC. That means Misericordia, Sacred Heart. Those are basically the meanings of the initials. As their Mission Advancement Director, I'm responsible for the sisters' relationships with friends and donors. I run fundraisers. I am their communications person. I do lots of marketing type activities, and I manage lots of volunteers who help us to invite people into the Sisters' Charism.
Now, I know that you have an event coming up on Saturday, which is an annual event. In fact, it's the 9th annual Nun Run. And I would assume that that's one of your primary fundraisers each year. Is that correct?
It is, yes. In the fall each year, for the 9th year now, we have the Nun Run 5K and 1 mile fun walk. And it's a great event. Everybody has lots of fun. We draw about 300 people. Some come to run the 5K, some come to walk the 1 mile, others come to cheer on their friends, and yet more come to hang out with the sisters and to have some food and just really experience a good time. So that runs from about 8:15 in the morning until noon, and registrations are open from 8:15 until 9:50 a.m. And then the race begins at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so you can get your last-minute reservation in for sure.
Yes, you can, because last minute is correct. It's Tuesday today, and online registrations close tomorrow at midnight, Wednesday. Online registration is $25, whether you walk or run, and that gets you a swag bag filled with good stuff, and it gets you a Nun Run t-shirt, and as long as you get there for the 50 to 60 we still have remaining that haven't been reserved by pre-registrations. And if you miss the online registration, you can come on race day and register, and that would be a $30 registration.
Tell us about the mission of the organization and about some of the other events that happen during the year.
Generally speaking, the Missionary Sisters of the Most Sacred Heart, their mission is to be the heart of Christ for others everywhere. And the sisters are in 21 countries. They have been in mission in the United States province since 1908. And so they first established themselves in Muhlenberg Township, which is not far from here, straight down 222 and then Kutztown Road. And they were teaching in Slatington, Lansford, and their mission grew from there. And now the sisters are in the United States and Mexico as the U.S. province. There are other provinces as well, of course. And in Mexico, the sisters run a shelter for homeless elderly women. And they also help the local community with food, clothing, and oftentimes medical help.
Now, if anyone listening has never had the opportunity to visit your office and, the facility there in Muhlenberg Township, You've been gracious enough to partner with the Northeast Berks Chamber to host a networking mixer that's coming up on October the 10th, and that will be from 4:30 till 6. And I know that a tour of the building and grounds will be part of the mixer.
Yes, we invite everybody who would like to come and see Sacred Heart Villa, which actually is where our sister's mother house is, and where we also have a ministry that is a lay residence for elderly. So we have many sisters who are in residence. Those are our sisters who are retired or infirm. And we have approximately 50 lay residents as well in personal care.
I was there. You gave me a tour, and it's really magnificent. And as you said, everyone is welcome, members and non-members of the chamber. There's no cost to attend, and there'll also be refreshments. So again, that will be on October 10th. The information is on the chamber website at northeastberkschamber.com from 4:30 until 6 p.m. Carrie, if anyone wants to get in touch with you about supporting the MSC Sisters or talking to you about other ways to get involved as a volunteer, for example, how can they reach you?
It's probably easiest to reach me by going to our website, which is mscreading.org. You can look at Contact Us, and you can find my email address there. You can find my phone number. So reach out to me anytime that you have questions about our sisters or their mission, or you simply would like to come to Sacred Heart Villa and have a tour of our facility. Please do consider joining us for the mixer.
And before we conclude, Carrie, is there any way that you could express that partnering with the Northeast Berks Chamber has helped to connect you to, prospective donors or make other types of connections that have been valuable for you in your work?
The Chamber has been a great asset for me professionally and personally. Personally, it's helped me meet a lot of people who just have a genuine concern and interest in other professionals and what they're doing. And it's also enabled me to reach out to a location, a geographical, a portion of people that I might not have reached prior. It's in Reading, you tend to get cut off from the Lehigh side, so to speak. And so I have found that the Northeast Chamber really has increased the profile of the sisters. And so that has been a great help in the last 2 years.
All right. Thank you so much, Carrie. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Lori.
And Lori, I guess you'll be back again next week, correct? Or 2 weeks from now, correct?
Yes, I'll be back in 2 weeks with another business guest.
So we'll continue with our every 2-week formula for the rest of the semester.
Yeah, absolutely. Robin Costenbader-Jacobson, RCJ Consulting Associates, will be our guest in 2 weeks.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for listening to this segment of Kutztown Live here on the radio voice of Kutztown University. Thank you both to our guests and to Lori as well.
All right.
Have
Thanks,
a great day.
Thank you.